Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss the USDA's final hemp ruling, cannabis in the news, and overall cannabis legalization in our home state of Virginia. But before we dive into today's video, folks, if you wouldn't mind, if you are new here to the channel, please consider subscribing. And again, for all of those that have subscribed to our channel, I really do appreciate the support. If you guys are interested in supporting our farm, if you're looking for hemp flower or seeds, go ahead and check out our links in the description below as well. You can always email me with any questions. So folks, let's kick it off with the USDA final ruling. I'm a little late to this bus, and it's been passed now for several weeks, but there's two key things that have changed in the USDA final hemp rule, and I really want to discuss it with you guys because it really does affect hemp farmers across the country, not just us here in Virginia. The first one, which is huge for us because we did time ourselves this year with the harvest, is going from the 15-day harvest to a 30-day harvest in the hemp final ruling. That is extremely reasonable, and I'm super thankful that they considered that and passed it as the final rule. 15 days was really unreasonable, and this year we took about 33 days total from the first harvest flower to the last harvested flower. So that was really big for us, and I think shaving 3 days is not a problem. We could easily do that and incorporate that in our plan for the 2021 season. One of the other things that they did was the 1% before negligence kicks in. That's a really big deal for a lot of people. 1% THC is a huge deal for a lot of farmers. It's really a safety blanket for a lot of us as we try to interpret the 0.3 rule, whether it's Delta 9 or total, depending on your state. There's a lot of gray area with the interpretation of 0.3, but we really know where we stand with the 1% total negligence, and that is completely reasonable. Now, would we like to see some other things change? Sure, but those were two big things that they changed, and I could definitely appreciate that. I believe there was some lab stuff that they passed as well. Doesn't really affect us here, and doesn't really affect cultivators, so we're not going to touch on that today. But if you guys are interested in that information, I would suggest just go to the USDA's website and click on the hemp final ruling, and they'll have all the stuff right there, and there's a bunch of stuff to digest. I've only really touched on it. We've kind of been behind on a lot of that information, but I did see that come across my radar. Now, when it comes to the 1% rule, every state is going to be able to work with that. In Virginia in particular, we have passed it through committee and our state legislation. So we're hopeful that the governor will sign it and that will be law here in Virginia for this grow season. So that is really nice for us here in Virginia. And it really depends on your state's hemp program. I know Virginia, we kicked it to the USDA for that short time period and then brought it right back to the state. So hopefully we remain with the state because it makes things a lot easier for us here on the farm. So after that, we have cannabis legalization here in Virginia. Now, I don't want to sit here and tell you guys I called it, but if you can go back to my videos all the way from the fall, we knew this was coming. Now, we didn't have any magic 8-ball. We did have some inside information, but it wasn't necessarily confirmed that this was going to happen. But we had an idea that this was going to happen. Virginia decrimmed last year, and part of that decrim bill was a research study into legalization for Virginia. Now, given that we've had low tax revenue due to the bug going around, and Virginia is looking to boost tax revenue, a lot of things started adding up that this was going to happen. But where it really solidified was when the governor in January came out in support of the bill. This was big. This was really big. And really with his weight behind it, there was no way this was going to fail. And that's kind of how we put a lot of things together. Of course, we did have some information and we weren't able to see the bill until recently, but we knew what was going to be in there. There was certain things that they were going to try to do. Now, what does this mean for us here on the farm? Well, there's a lot of things that are kind of delayed. Simple possession for all cannabis flower will be July 1st of 2021. So that really helps out everybody. And it goes back to the hemp industry as well. People who buy hemp flower are no longer afraid of buying an ounce of hemp flower to make CBD oil at home, it really kind of opens up our Virginia market. Because honestly, our Virginia market has been one of the slower markets for us as a farm. We send a lot of stuff across state lines. But with that, a lot of things got kicked down the road. Home grow is so far right now not going to be available in 2021. Now that could be worked out right now as the bill sits between the two chambers of legislation, as the Senate and the House work out final details. I'm really hopeful that that will get kicked back to 2021. If it doesn't, it really kind of puts a disadvantage on anybody who's cultivating for personal use, because you've legalized simple possession of a flower, but you haven't legalized the growth of the plant. So where exactly are you getting it? And it really disproportionately punishes anybody who's growing it. So I really hope that they see that and they don't do that. I have no problem with them making sure that they get the dispensary system right, the recreational use stuff right, all the cultivation for that right. That I don't have a problem with. They want to kick that down to 2024. That's absolutely fine. I'm a big proponent of not rushing something through and to getting it right. So no problems with that, but I really do have a problem with not allowing home grow before all that kicks in, because it really just doesn't make any sense. Especially in that short window between 21 and 24 when it's finally legalized. So there are some things you guys need to know about that, and if you guys are in Virginia, I would definitely encourage, while we have the chance, to go out and reach out to your legislation, see if they can put that back into the 2021 side of things. But that's really what's going on here in Virginia. I know that this has been an ongoing thing in the news, particularly here, but across the nation. And, it's really hard not to make a video about it when all this is happening. Virginia has been in the news so much lately. I think we're only the second or third state to pass it through legislation and not a referendum. So that's really big as well. We're the first southern state. There's so many things going on in our home state, and I'm so happy that we are here for it. And we started with hemp, and we're looking forward to the next adventure. Hopefully Virginia allows us to do that in the near future. Even with just a home grow, it would be fun to show you guys that this summer and get into the other side of things as well. But that is all really today is, folks, is just kind of giving you a rundown of what has been going on here at the farm. None of this really affects us in a major way other than the USDA hemp rules. That is just a sigh of relief, really, for us here on the farm, knowing where we stand going forward and not really having the rug pulled out from under us like we have had in the last few seasons. Pretty much since we've grown hemp every fall, the rule changes. It looks like we're finally in a spot where the rule isn't going to change again. So I really hope that is the case. As far as Virginia legalization goes, we're going to sit here, cross our fingers, and really hope that this works out for us, and at least be able to do some home grow here in the state of Virginia this summer. But we will see. We'll give you guys updated on that as well. But that is really what I had to cover today. It was hard not to make a video, like I said, folks, about all this stuff going on here. I know it's a little unconventional video for our channel, but if you guys liked it, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about today's video. I'm open to doing it again. We're also looking into getting a live stream going again. We've had a lot of technical difficulties, so hopefully we can get that going. We can have a live stream. I really do enjoy those, particularly this time of year when there's not a ton going on. But hopefully we can get that remedied and have that soon. If you guys have any questions, maybe I can answer. Go ahead and leave a comment. You can always reach out to me via Facebook or Instagram. And our email, of course. If you guys are interested in supporting the farm, go ahead and check out our links in the description below for hemp flower and seeds. That would be appreciated if you guys could support our farm. But that is really all I have for you folks today. So hope you all stay happy, healthy, and I will see you in another video.